I've been using the Meta Quest 3 almost every day over the last 3 months since it released. I've put in hundreds of hours with this headset. I've tested out dozens of games and applications and tested all the features that this headset has to offer. This video is going to share my experience of using the headset. I'm going to share the pros and the cons of the headset, and I'm hopefully going to help you decide whether the Quest 3 is right for you. My name's Andrew from VR Lowdown, and let's get started. The Quest 3 was released on the 10th of October 2023. It is a huge upgrade over the Quest 2 that was released in October 2020. I believe that the Quest 3 is the first mainstream headset where the hardware doesn't get in the way of you enjoying the experience. The visuals and the lenses and the technology is sufficiently good that most people can enjoy their experience in VR. It's a headset that I can confidently recommend to people, and I know that they're going to enjoy it. The Quest 3 offers visuals that are a huge step up from the Quest 2 and most other headsets that are more than 1 or 2 years old. The pancake lenses offer fantastic clarity that spans right across your field of view. And the field of view that the Quest 3 offers has been significantly upgraded compared to Quest 2, with a field of view of 110 degrees horizontally compared to about 98 degrees horizontally for the Quest 2. The field of view is not as good as human vision, so you will still see the edges, and it is still a little bit like looking through a pair of binoculars or diving goggles, although this effect is substantially reduced from older headsets like the Quest 2. The Meta Quest 3 really can do almost everything there is to do in VR. It's a fantastic standalone VR headset, but you can also connect it to a VR-ready PC, either wirelessly or via a cable, and enjoy all that PC VR has to offer. Although the Meta Quest 3 is quite an expensive headset, I do believe that it's being sold at close to cost. If you compare it to similar PC VR headsets, it's substantially cheaper. So although the base model does cost $500, I do think you're getting an awful lot for your money. I really like the form factor of the Quest 3. The actual headset is about 40% slimmer than the Quest 2, although it is actually slightly heavier. It does feel a little bit more comfortable than the Quest 2 thanks to upgrades to the facial interface and the fact that the weight of the headset is situated slightly closer to your face. Although the Quest 3 doesn't have any exclusive games, many of the games see increases in resolution and graphics that make them more enjoyable and immersive to play. The battery life comes in at about 2 hours for VR experiences, and between 1.5 and 2 hours for mixed reality experiences. The Quest 3 controllers ditch the tracking rings that came with the Quest 2. That makes the controllers look a little bit slicker, and it's easier to use them and bring them closer together without the tracking rings bumping into each other. The tracking performance is at least as good as the Quest 2. I think it's possibly slightly better, but that's up for debate. The controllers are very responsive, there's minimal input lag, and they work exceptionally well. The controllers run off a single AA battery each, and you will get dozens of hours of battery life from the batteries before you need to change them. Before I move on, I'd really appreciate it if you could press the like button on this video. It really helps me out with this channel and lets me know whether you're enjoying this content or not. There's an increasing library of really premium games available for Quest 3, including Asgard's Wrath 2, Assassin's Creed Nexus, and The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. These games really do offer everything that you could expect from a premium PC or console game, although the graphics, of course, do take a step down from what you might experience on a PC or console. Some of my favorite games include sports games like Golf Plus, Walkabout Mini Golf, 11 Table Tennis, and Thrill of the Fight. These are exceptional VR games that I love playing on the Quest 3. It's an absolute joy to play them. One thing to bear in mind with the Quest 3 is that you do get Asgard's Wrath 2 free when you get the headset. Now, Asgard's Wrath 2 is Meta's big budget AAA game that they've invested a lot of time, effort and money into producing. I've put about 25 to 30 hours into Asgard's Wrath 2 so far. It really is a premium AAA game that I am hugely enjoying, and it really is a big plus that you get it free when you buy a Quest 3. I play almost every type of game on the Quest 3. I play all of the standalone content, of course, but I also use it for PC VR games, both wirelessly and as a wired headset. Tethered to a PC, games like Half-Life Alyx look incredible on the Quest 3. Even playing flight simulators like DCS World and Microsoft Flight Simulator are excellent. The visual clarity is more than good enough for the majority of users. Fair enough, if you're a true enthusiast, you probably will want to step up to the increased visual clarity of headsets like the Varjo Aero or the Pimax Crystal, but for 95% of people, it's good enough. I love the convenience of the Quest 3. Being able to put it on and connect to my VR-ready PC wirelessly is so convenient. It means that I can be playing a PC VR game in a matter of seconds. It's a headset that is very much just pick up and play. It just works. You don't generally need to troubleshoot anything or fiddle with settings. You just pick it up, put it on, and use it. And it really is excellent. The Quest 3 features two front-facing RGB cameras that are used for the mixed reality content. These work really well for mixed reality experiences, and it's actually the mixed reality content that I find to be some of the most enjoyable on offer in the Quest 3. Games like 11 Table Tennis, The Thrill of the Fight, BAM and Trackmania played in mixed reality are a ton of fun. One of my favorites is Piano Vision. This is a piano learning app available for Quest 3 where you can sit down in front of a piano and then you'll get a digital overlay over your piano, and then you'll see colored notes coming towards you virtually in time with when you need to play them on the real piano. The front-facing mixed reality cameras have acceptable quality, and when you're playing mixed reality content, it's perfectly fine because you're generally focused on the digital content that's being overlaid on your real world. The quality of the cameras is good enough that you can read your phone or read a computer screen, but I wouldn't call it a comfortable experience. The clarity is acceptable, but it's not great. I have used the front-facing cameras for productivity purposes. I've used an application called Immersed to use my real-life desktop screens to work in VR. This works, and I've been able to write articles, edit videos, write emails, and browse the web within my Quest 3, but I wouldn't call it a hugely comfortable experience, and it's just not quite good enough really to recommend it. The low light performance of the cameras is also substandard at best, so whilst the mixed reality content is a ton of fun, we're not quite there if you want to use the pass-through cameras to be really productive while wearing your headset. In terms of the disadvantages of the Quest 3, the price has to come front and center. When you compare the Quest 3 with the Quest 2, the Quest 2 is now being sold for a ridiculous $250, and this is the new official price for it going forward. When you compare that to the Quest 3, which is double the price for the same model, it really does become a difficult decision. On the one hand, the Quest 3 is substantially better, and you also get the mixed reality functionality. But on the other hand, the Quest 2 can fundamentally do everything that the Quest 3 can do. There are almost no VR games for the Quest 3 that you can't play on the Quest 2. It's just that the hardware is more powerful and many games have got graphics updates. The Quest 3 is likely to be Meta's mainstream focus for at least the next 2 or 3 years. So buying it does feel like a safer bet than buying the Quest 2. But at the same time, if you're just wanting to dip your toe in the water and try VR, the Quest 2 is a pretty compelling proposition. Another big downside of the Quest 3 is that it's front heavy. The problem is that all of the weight of the headset is at the front. It is pressing against your face and it is pulling down as well. There's nothing to counterbalance that weight. And as a result, even if you fit the head strap perfectly, it is going to get a little bit uncomfortable to use after a while. I genuinely think that if you get the Quest 3 and you start using it and you're enjoying it, you should upgrade to a rigid head strap that's going to provide significantly more comfort. And ideally, you should go for a rigid battery strap where the battery is situated at the back of the head strap and provides a counterweight. This makes a huge difference as it balances the weight of the headset at the front of your face with the battery at the back of your head. And although you're increasing the weight on your head, it'll feel much lighter and it'll feel much more comfortable. As you can see at the minute, I'm using the Kiwi Design SPC battery strap. It does a great job of balancing the weight of the headset at the front with the battery at the back. It's also got a very well cushioned head strap and rear head support. It feels very comfortable to wear. The official Meta Elite battery strap also does an excellent job. It's just that the Kiwi Design battery strap is actually more comfortable and is about half the price. So I think going forward, I would really recommend going for a third-party battery strap. This Kiwi Design SPC battery strap has worked really well. It keeps the headset at 100% at all times until the battery has drained in the battery strap, and then the headset will start draining. I'm getting about 3 hours of additional battery life with the Kiwi Design battery strap, so it brings the total battery life up to about 4.5 to 5 hours, which is absolutely brilliant. If you're buying the Quest 3, I'd probably recommend going for the 128GB model. You don't get an awful lot more for going for the 512GB model other than the 6-month free subscription to the Quest Plus service. Most of the games for Quest 3 weigh in at a couple of gigabytes, although some of them are increasing substantially now. So 15 to 20 gigabytes, even 30 gigabytes isn't that unusual now. You could be in a situation 2 years from now where you're only able to install maybe 2 or 3 premium games on your 128GB Quest 3 model. And this might be a little bit restricting. However, with internet speeds being so fast these days, it's not that much hassle to uninstall a game and download one to free up some space for what you want to play at any particular time. The Quest 3 really is the first headset that I can confidently recommend to people, knowing that they're going to enjoy it and knowing that they're not going to be frustrated by the limitations of the hardware. The visuals are good enough, the field of view is great, the refresh rate is fantastic, the software ecosystem is mature, the amount of content on offer is increasing and really quite substantial now. So it really feels like VR headsets have arrived and they're good enough for the majority of people to buy and enjoy. But this headset is still bulky, the chipset's still limited, the visuals still aren't as good as human vision, your field of view is still constrained, there are still a lot of limitations of VR. Having said that, if you really want to get into VR now, enjoy it and try all that VR has to offer, the Quest 3 gets my unequivocal recommendation. It's a fantastic headset, it's really well rounded. I have had an overwhelmingly positive experience with the Quest 3, and I should say that I bought the Quest 3 myself. I bought my own Elite strap with battery, I've bought my own accessories and my own games. This is my genuine, unfiltered opinion about this headset. So what do you think about the Quest 3? Is it the headset for you, or are you going to give it a miss? If you're thinking about buying a Quest 3, I'd really appreciate it if you could consider using the link in the description below. It is an affiliate link, so I will get a commission if you make a purchase, but there's no additional cost to you. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care till then.